Hello to everyone watching. Today we'll have another trade review, and here's how I made $2,000 on day trading the Nasdaq futures today at New York PM. I want to say AM because my intro was at AM, but most of the trade happened at PM. Um, First of all, as you can see on my profit, I have like $2,000 profit rounded up across my three accounts. Now switch to the actual chart view. First of all, let's talk a bit about the setup. Today, in terms of news, let me check real quick. We had like no red folder news, which is totally fine for me to trade. And I was bearish when we swept this high. This was my basically high that I was looking only for shorts of. And then on the hourly, the only target we had which was valid for me was this low, because this is not an external low, this is not an external low, and all of these are not external lows, and this is the only external low we have. So this was my actual target, and then we had like these two targets for additional risk reward if I needed. Um, Anyways, we swept the high, so I started looking for shorts. I started waiting for a 3 minute inversion. Then, like last hour of AM, we had the inversion here. So I hopped down on the 1 minute, and then we had this first low, which swept this low, and then we had this low that went into the 1 minute gap. So once price closed below it, I was waiting for a proper close. We had this first close, had a really strong wick, retraced a bit, then again we closed pretty fully here, but the wick was still like on the same level, like we couldn't close lower than that. Then we had another pretty weak close with a strong wick, and then we had this pretty full red candle to the downside, which basically like told me, okay, yeah, price is serious about going down. I entered on that, had a slight retracement, went lower, then just chopped wall like lunch around here. Didn't really matter to me, like um lunch is usually shit. I also took this trade live, which is something I want to say. This was on the live stream, so if someone is watching that, you're welcome to join my live stream, see my executions live. Um, Anyways, I just said it in the stream as well. Lunch is usually shit, so we'll just have to wait for PM to open. So after lunch, and then like literally here PM opened, and as you can see, this is what happened. It looks like some kind of news. I don't really care. News also like show up on technical analysis, so it doesn't really matter to me. So then just price went down. I was initially looking to trail a bit because I wanted to get to 2,500 balance on my funded futures account. But well, yeah, I just wanted for price to go lower, trail a bit. So once we took the low, put my stop loss at this high rate here. One of my fundeds closed here in full profit, and then just price trailed and just chopped. I wanted like this low to get taken, and I would have been able to take fully a payout. I'm still considering if I should take a payout or just like get one more trade to get to the 2.5 thousand target that I had for a payout. Well, I'll still think about it and also talk with some people about it. Anyways, it got me out of the trade, chopped a bit more, they got the size well, and then just pushed really strongly down. Could have capitalized on that, but well, it's whatever. Like this chop is like, it's weird. Yeah, the way it was rejecting the slow, it should have just went to the slow instead, but well, it is what it is. So we'll still see. Anyways, this was like a nice trade. Overall, the chop at the start got me a bit worried, I want to say, like regarding my psychology. But I was pretty confident in the fact that New York launch is pretty dogshit price action. We will almost always chop. And then PM will do something. So I was just waiting for PM. Once we had this aggressive push in PM, I was like pretty confident in my trade. Um, the only thing that's like eating away at me is like I'm still thinking about is the fact that I had 3 losses for breaking my rules. I get punished for all the times I broke my rules so far, except for one where I traded in CPI where I shouldn't have, and I got in break even on that, so didn't even capitalize on that. Didn't get punished, but didn't get in profit either, and yeah. Well, that's about it. I'll end it right here, and yeah.